This is J. Krishnamurti's third discussion with teachers at Brockwood Park, 1973.
I don't know if you were considering what we were talking about last time we met. How knowledge conditions the mind. And whether it's possible to teach facts, informations, and so on, which is all knowledge, without conditioning the mind. Does this interest you? One has given such tremendous importance to knowledge. I don't know if you have studied or inquired or talked to some Indian minds. To them, knowledge is a way to God. And knowledge, perhaps they mean it differently. In the East, I think represents a way of life in which the very studying of the sacred books, the Talmud, the various Vedas and Quran, and memorizing them, repeating them, brings you nearer that which they call God or Allah or Jehovah, whatever you will. And we are saying that conditioning takes place and not only culturally in the sense religion, social morality and so on, but also knowledge itself. And whether it is possible to teach students and ourselves to free the mind from knowledge and yet use knowledge without shaping the mind to function mechanically. What do you say to all that? Does this mean anything at all or not at all? If I was a teacher here, I would be greatly concerned how to bring about this unconditioning in myself and in the student. And we went into that. In the very act of teaching, I learn my own conditioning and see the conditioning of the child, and together learn how to uncondition the mind, and so on. We discussed that the other time. Now, can we go into this question whether knowledge conditions the mind, if it does, and how to prevent it? In what way, in the very act of teaching or giving information, not to shape the mind. See.
We must point out the place that it takes in the thinking process. And
it's pretty difficult, this, Look at all the books we have. volumes.
Knowledge itself doesn't condition your mind. Knowledge is just knowledge. It's your attitude to knowledge which conditions your mind. Just having the facts in your head doesn't condition your mind.
Why should I carry the facts in my mind, sir? It is in the encyclopedia. It's in all the books. Why should I? Why should I carry all this in my mind? If I want to be one, go ahead.
A great deal of the function of the mind is on a level where knowledge is a tool is necessary.
And if I want to build a bridge, I must have certain knowledge and experience, information, technical, all that, stresses and strains and all that. I use that information, that knowledge, to build that bridge. Or if I'm an architect, and so on, so on. I see the necessity of certain knowledge being held in the mind. But how am I to prevent that knowledge being misused by the engineer who says, I'm going to use this as self-advancement? Is that the problem?
Yes, it's the misuse. The misuse.
Isn't it also that the mind can't keep still, can't be still? One goes for a walk and one's thinking about building the bridge. And one's not looking at the trees.
But if I've got to build a bridge, I have to think about a great deal about it. Mm-hmm. I can't just, in my walk, and it's, you know.
And it would seem that the more knowledge and information I can comfortably carry in the mind, the better off I am, because I don't have to rush to a book and look it up.
Yes.
I can refer to it very easily.
So what is the function of knowledge? Here you are teaching mathematics, geography, biology, and so on, so on, so on. What is the function of it in life?
Well, it's a tool to action, isn't it? A tool which the individual will use in action, to bring in his action.
Action in a particular direction.
In his life.
In his ordinary life, in his daily
It's the
needs.
It's the background. It's the stream that you draw from in your action. Just as whether it's experience, knowledge, as from experience or from the book.
I was talking yesterday to some parent in London. His son is 19. When he was 18, he was going to university, and he suddenly dropped all that, took to drugs for 3 years, LSD and pot and all the rest of it, and given all the money, whatever money he had, to a particular guru, and he's meditating for an hour a day. And the parent is concerned. And he says, what's going to happen to him? So I mean, what I said to the parents is all a different matter, but what is going to happen to these boys and girls that we have here, after you have taught them, given them all the information about art, music, paint, whatever it is, geometry and history and English, then what? They've got all the marvelous technical knowledge they have acquired, and then what happens to them? Make them glorified clerks, you follow? In a rotten society, what for? If a boy doesn't go to university and get a degree, he finds it awfully difficult to get a job. Unless he's got some peculiar quality or... Right, sir? So what is it we are trying to do? We give them information, we give them how to read and write and all the rest of it, and then what? We give them all the information necessary, which is knowledge, and then leave the vast other part completely disregarded. You know what I mean?
I don't know if it's disregarded completely. They're finding out in the course of this what they enjoy doing, where they can put their energy. They're finding out gradually what they can spend their life doing.
Which is the easiest thing they want to do.
Not necessarily, I don't think.
No?
No, I don't think so.
Huh?
Not necessarily at all. But they're also coming in contact with other values, because we do listen to your talks together, and we, as far as we can, we bring those to bear in our relationship with the student.
The student has to get a sense of purpose in life that goes beyond the intellectual accomplishments, which will take care of his daily living. It has to be a whole picture of living. What am I living for? Why?
I don't know. Can a young person answer that question?
Can we answer it even?
We can inquire, begin to inquire together.
Is there a great deal of uncertainty in young people and older people's mind too of the area where knowledge is, say, good, useful, and the area where it is irrelevant and where it goes wrong? I think the confusion between these two is constantly coming up amongst young people, amongst people, audiences who listen to you or read your books. It's implied, it's there, it's in a way clear, and yet there is confusion, I think, in what the frontier is between the two.
Can I put the question differently? What is the function of a teacher?
To indicate a way of living.
Apart from the teacher is the taught, apart from that, what is the function of a teacher?
Could it be possibly to inspire the student with a kind of energy which he can then carry on his own?
Do you inspire your students? I mean, the word is, I dislike that, sorry, forgive me for using, I dislike that word inspire. I don't want to inspire somebody. Who am I?
Well, if you don't inspire them, then you release them to their own energy. You remove the thing which is impeding them from that.
Is that our function as a teacher? to make them study, to inspire them, encourage them, or stimulate them to study biology when they're not interested in biology, or mathematics, or whatever it is. You say that we have to help them to find their purpose in life. Hmm?
No.
Huh?
Oh, purpose. What life is about in the sense of where I as an individual fit into the whole of life.
Yeah. Well, look what is happening in the world. Thousands of boys are leaving universities,
Yes.
taking to drugs. Individual sex and group sex. Deserting, running away, joining all appalling communities, sex gurus, shaving their head, dancing in the streets, giving all their money to some idiotic guru. You follow? This is going on. Thousands are doing this. And what are we trying to do here? Parents are in despair.
I feel this is happening.
Oh, this is happening.
It's happening because they haven't had the right education.
Are we giving them the right education?
Well, I don't know. If we are, they won't do those things.
No, not that they won't do it.
They won't even.
What are we trying to do as teachers? We're giving them vegetarian food, asking them to get up properly, to be clean, cut their hair short or long. We're telling them they try to adjust themselves to us. Or then what? What is it we are basically attempting to do here?
To awaken an intelligence, a sensitivity in a child.
So we're trying to be aware of our own conditioning at the same time, but that primary thing is to be aware of our own conditioning in our relationship with the child. In our relationship with the child.
Yes.
And it is, you see, we have to spend so much time in relationship with the child, pointing out all these things which they do daily or hourly that has to be pointed out. You're like running along the corridors, that happens hourly. And in that relationship, you're almost bound to spoil your relationship with the child. See, a child here hasn't got one mother, he's got 20, 30 mothers. All take it in turns to point out to him that he's doing wrong things.
The pecking order.
And they're doing wrong things most of the day. But God help them.
I feel that if they, what I want to know is what kind of education, what approach do we have to the child that makes him not want any longer to run down the corridor?
Are they running down the corridor?
That's supposed to be pointed out.
Look, miss, I would like to look at it this way, if I may. Just look at it. I may be wrong. You know what's happening in the world. Money, politically, all governments are so corrupt. Really corrupt. you know what I mean? Not superficial, deeply. And there are all these appalling gurus going around the world, collecting money, followers, distorting the minds of young people. There are the drugs of various kinds. There's the army, there's business. We're seeing all that, not abstractly, but actually what's going on. What are we trying to do with these children? Make them fit into that?
Partly make them see all that as well. It's partly reflected in our own environment.
No, let's be a little more concrete, a little more direct about it. What are we trying to do?
So I want to encourage them to look at life with a greater seriousness. They seem very, very casual and relaxed, so particularly the young ones.
If they'd... a big one, sir.
There's a moment when, in my life, when education was the most significant to me, were moments when my mental horizon was suddenly expanded, either by the influence of a teacher or some cultural or other influence. And when there was an expansion of a sense of values, which put things into perspective.
The keynote is a sense of values in a world where anything goes.
Aren't we trying to point out maybe a different way to live than the ways of society, which are so ugly, and the ways of just doing whatever you want, which is shallow and rather pointless? That there is another way which may be perhaps of infinite depth and perception for the child.
The personality of the person who brings something to the child has to be acceptable to the child, and the child feels us pretty ordinary and doesn't see why he should particularly listen to us. We have to bring into being, I feel, a new quality in ourselves primarily.
We're not here, are we, Doris, primarily for ourselves?
Yes, I think so. I think so.
Then I think that...
No, surely not.
Not primarily for ourselves, not in a self-centered sense, but primarily to find out, certainly for ourselves, a better way of actually living together.
Well, if we find that out for ourselves, aren't we finding it out as a whole, not just for our own?
Nothing is for our own, of course. We're not subtly trying to glorify the self. On the contrary. But I feel the quality of the being of each one here needs to be immensely more vital and
now it should be you're going off.
Well,
we're lost.
I know, but what is we to do?
No, I want to tackle it I don't know what to do. But here I am, a teacher. What am I trying to do?
So many of them are already aware of what's happening in the world outside.
Right.
And I think that's why some of the older ones at least are here. They are questioning the government, the corruption of society, war.
Yes, and then what? What? When they are faced with all this, when they go out, will they be absorbed in all that? Or just say, sorry, I won't have anything to do with it, move away from it?
Well, the buck's in their lap then.
Huh?
That's when they have to find out themselves.
How will they find out? What will give them the light, the insight, say, I won't?
Well, that's what we're attempting to do here, and that is what they're also challenging here.
That's why some of them came here.
Now, let's be clear. Is that what we are doing? Helping them to see what is, the corruption and all the rest of it, and not enter into that trap at all. Is that what we're trying to do?
It's part of it. That's part of it. It's only one part of it.
What's the other part? Giving them knowledge? Giving them, helping them to have courage, to have battle, and what is, you say other part, what is it we're trying? We're doing?
That tells in everything you do, whatever it is, small, trivial, technical, knowledgeable, anything.
Anything what?
It shows in everything we do, whether we're really doing that, or whether we're saying we're doing it, or we're doing it according to a copybook or what somebody said.
I asked one of the principals, Rishivalli and Rajgod, I said, you've been at this now for nearly 40 years, or 20 years. Has it been worthwhile? You follow, you've spent your life at this. Given you are, has it been worthwhile?
That's how I looked at it.
He said yes. And what do you mean? I went on into it. I asked, have they, out of these 40 years, is there a boy or a girl who is outstanding? Who is, not entering into this terrible morass of iniquity. He said, I don't know, very few are. I said, you mean 40 years you spent and not one or two out of it? You follow?
Yes, but where does the trouble lie?
What?
Where does the trouble lie? In the teacher or the taught?
Both. You haven't got the material. You must have the material. If you want to make a good suit, you must have good material.
I say the material is pretty warped already.
It's no good at all if you don't take any material you can find anywhere. The whole thing, it goes by the board if you're having the best.
Best.
You can have, or
So
like
that's, therefore...
But from the slums of London, pick the first child you can. If it can be done at all, it can be done with that child.
I agree, sir. But what are we doing? That's what I want to get at.
And that man saying what he did 40 years, what's he done? Has he kept statistics on all these people and found whether any one of them has become distinguished, or that it doesn't have to be distinguished. You can have the most obscure of those pupils in that 40 years who may have understood everything and quietly going on with the things, and I think he's trying to do it statistically.
So, unfortunately, majority, most 90.5 people have just absorbed.
I don't know that you could say that at all. I don't know where you get your statistics from.
I don't get any statistics.
Who gives them?
I don't, but I watch them. I've been there. I've talked to the students. You have. I'm not. India is different. I'm not comparing that to this. India is entirely different because the conditions are different, but the overpopulation, work, poverty, and that's entirely different. Here we've got all these boys and girls, whoever they are good material or bad material, that's not our concern.
That phrase at all, good material or bad material. I just say they're all human beings.
Human beings.
So I shouldn't make any distinction.
No, sir, no.
Bad material.
Then is the implication that society is just human beings, and that everyone's intention is to do the right thing, to act intuitively, to be sensitive, to be conscious of one's actions. Because if so, then it seems to me that it defeats the purpose of having such a school. if we just take the mass of humanity and say everyone's intention is to be aware, to be awake, and to be sensitive, and that influence means such a little part of it. I think there is a difference, certainly. I think there is a question of who comes here, who is here, whether they're a staff or a student, and what's the intention of being here.
It makes all the difference.
There are some...
I don't think Mr. Simmons mentioned anything but that.
Oh, I misunderstood.
You know.
No, but they have shown a predisposition they have shown interest, a predisposition to live in a differently. And so that is an intelligence already.
Now, what place does knowledge play in that? I must come back. What place does knowledge play in that?
It's necessary. Some of it. For some purposes.
Yes, but not in that purpose.
Yeah, you can't, a flower, a dog it has no knowledge, and therefore it lives the sort of life it does. You need knowledge. How you use that knowledge gives the measure of you, or gives the...
So you're saying how a human being uses knowledge is the really important thing. Is that it?
No, that can't be it.
Huh?
No.
Why not?
You don't need knowledge at all to be. Knowledge doesn't play a part of actually being. Living properly doesn't depend at all on any real sort of knowledge.
But living itself depends on knowledge.
Well, it depends what kind of knowledge
you are knowledge already.
What kind of knowledge are we talking about?
Well, that's the point. I think there's such confusion.
Let's talk about it. What kind of knowledge? All right.
Knowledge which is academic knowledge, which is scientific knowledge, is part of what we are at this moment. We are using it for insight, if you like, for perception.
Let's call it academic knowledge, right? That's one thing. Knowledge of how to live using that knowledge is another thing. Or is knowledge the whole thing? And where does freedom come in this? And where does spontaneity come in this? There is academic knowledge, and if I learn about myself and use that knowledge about myself, there is no freedom in that. I don't know if I'm conveying it.
So are you saying that does one need academic knowledge to learn about oneself? Is that
No, I don't think that. Does one need academic knowledge to learn about myself? Must I go to university to learn about myself?
No, but going to university doesn't prevent you knowing about yourself.
I know, university doesn't. But I'm not necessarily, I must go to university to learn. No. So there is self-knowing, self-knowledge, which is, how should we say it? The academic knowledge, which is always the past, adding to it, taking away from it, molding it, all that, the academic knowledge. Then self-knowing, if I know myself, You follow? If I say I know myself, it is the knowledge which I have acquired in observing myself. That doesn't set me free. That doesn't give me freedom. I'm still caught in knowledge of myself. I don't know if I'm...
Those are ideas about myself.
Huh?
Those are ideas I have about myself.
Yes, sir.
Real self-knowledge surely has nothing to do with that.
No, sir, wait a minute, sir. Let's get at this.
But that's using the way of scientific knowledge and applying it to self-knowledge. That's the problem that we're doing. That's using techniques of academic knowledge.
I've never been. Suppose somebody has never been to university class. He can learn about himself in his relationship to everybody.
But does he build on that? Does he store it away?
The moment he stores it, then that becomes an impediment.
Yes, right.
Therefore, he's never free. I don't know if you... I wonder if I'm making myself clear.
Are you saying that in learning about yourself there are two things? One is the picking up little facts about yourself and storing them up and saying, I do this, 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 and this. The other is a perception of that total process to a profound depth in which you suddenly see the whole thing and are then finished with it.
Yes.
So you are
which has nothing to do with the accumulation of knowledge about yourself. Right?
You see to a degree that makes all the knowledge end of that, the little pieces put together, disappear because you've seen...
You see the whole of yourself.
And you therefore have changed.
That's right. And that is freedom. If I learn about myself, well, I mustn't do this, I must do that, and all that petty little things that goes on, that knowledge is going to completely cripple me. And there is I daren't do anything freely, spontaneously. I think so. We begin to see what knowledge is, or different kinds of knowledge, right? Now, which is it we are trying to bring about in the student? Not only the book knowledge, that's understood. Then what are you trying to help the student to know himself little by little, collect tremendous knowledge about himself through little actions, or help him to have an insight into the whole of it?
Surely. Then he will know what to do with the book knowledge.
Of course, from that anything... Now, what is it we are trying to do? Come on. Jokuntala, what do you say? I think this is important, isn't it? Huh? How is he to have a total insight into himself, and therefore everything falls into place? You understand, sir? All the little, how to behave, how to, good relationship, everything falls into place. But mere collecting the little places is not going to give him that, right? Now, how am I to convey and help him to this?
One is indicating an action, a process in the present tense. So it seems that one must be in that process himself. One must be active constantly exploring it in himself, and that otherwise it becomes another fact that's added to all the other facts.
Just another series of ideas. I understand that. But I am doing it. Suppose I am doing it. How am I to convey this to the young chap? On one hand, you are teaching mathematics, and you are saying, look, get up at the right time, wash, keep clean, be punctual meals, picking on all the details. You follow, sir? Telling him what to do in details, and yet you tell him the details don't matter once you get the insight.
But if you refer each detail back to the insight, even the words, not insight, but to the whole.
Yeah, you follow?
There's something
No, Mrs. Green, you're not. Listen, I'm trying to teach him mathematics. And also I'm telling him to get up early, go to bed at the right time, eat properly, wash, don't... Wait, let me finish. Don't do all the do's. And yet I want to teach him, help him to have an insight which will help him to do this, get up properly, and you follow? All the other things will take place normally, easily. Now, there are three things I'm involved with. Academic, telling him what to do, get up, wash, do, don't do, and at the same time I'm telling him, look, if you get the insight, everything falls into place. I've got these three things going on. Now, how am I to convey, to help him to this? I don't know if I'm making myself clear.
Well, he has to see where they all fit. He has to see where they fit into.
No. Again, you're telling him, fit him into this, then he'll say, all right, I'll fit into this.
This is a very intuitive question.
That's what I'm asking you. How am I to convey this to this? So that he understands and studies, academically very well, and in details of behavior. And also, I say, please, the other thing is much more important. All the three things, all the three streams harmoniously running together. You follow, sir? How am I to help him?
So is part of it asking him not to do it because you ask him to do it?
No, sir. No, get away. Look at the problem first. Academic, that's one stream. The other, the detail. Get up, don't do this, don't do that, which you have to do.
Pointing out.
And the other stream, the third, is say, look, be so supremely intelligent, you will instinctively do the right thing in behavior. You follow? The three harmoniously running together. I don't know if I'm...
It's very difficult.
No, don't say it's difficult. No, don't say anything. Sorry, but first see the thing. If you say it's very difficult, it's finished.
The third element is a concept.
Huh?
The third element...
No, it's not a concept. It's not it's not an idea. Concept means an idea and a conclusion. I see the three things. You follow? The insight or the intelligence, the detailed behavior, and academic learning. These three things. And I feel they're not moving together. They're not forming one harmonious river. You follow? I want.
Of course not, because the insight is missing.
So I say to myself, what am I to do? I've got a student, I've got you in front of me. I said, what am I to do? How am I to teach? You follow? These three, so that it makes a whole. When you listen to this, you conclude. You have, yes, I accept that as an idea. I say it's not an idea. Then it becomes difficult. Then you say, I don't know what to do. But if it is a reality, how am I to convey to the student the reality of it, not the idea of it?
We must convey it
And no, not.
to us. We must.
I personally, I've never had a problem about this, you see. I never said I must learn academic detail, and then it happens. Personally, I've never had a conflict about all this. Now, how am I, as a teacher, living here in rather intimate relationship with each other, with the students, intimate in the sense, contact, daily contact and all the rest of it. How am I to show it, not idealize it, show it to them.
Oh, well, that's it, to show it.
Show,
All of us could show it.
I'm asking you,
Yes.
how will you show this to the child? Not as an idea. Then you follow? If it is an idea, then I say, now I must practice it, I must battle with it, you follow? All that nonsense begins.
Well, if it's meaningful to me, then it's meaningful.
Is it meaningful to you?
That's it.
I'm asking you, madam.
It is very,
Huh?
very meaningful.
In what way?
And that
When you use the word meaningful,
I feel that these three elements are extremely important.
ah,
Live, to be, to...
no, I refuse to say it is important. Now, how do you convey it to the child?
Surely the beauty of insight conveys itself, provides the energy and order. That's the sheer beauty of it.
Sir, do you know what you're saying? I'm not listening to you. I'm listening to that, looking at that bird. And you said, see the beauty of this. I said, what are you follow? How are you? Sir, make it, let this seed be born in him. You follow? How we are going to plant that seed? You understand, sir? What I'm talking about or not?
Yes, I understand. But I also see that what Jim is saying is that if you can only plant the seed, and if the relationship is not a meeting of one balanced mind with another balanced mind, then nothing comes of it.
I agree. Now, how do you propose this to happen? So, you take a boy, you help him, you give him everything he wants, in the sense we're talking about. Good environment, good food, tell him what to do, academically and all the rest of it. And something happens that it totally goes wrong for the rest of his life. You follow? He's finished. Takes to drink, women, or drugs. Is finished. I've seen this happen. You follow? Cheats, does the most appalling things possible. As if you plant a seed in the ground, it is always, it may die, but it'll always be the seed. The seed itself is the truth of the tree, of the plant. You understand, sir? Now, can this be done with us? With children, with you and me?
Yes, I believe it can be done. Perhaps it can't be measured, and by definition, it can't be measured.
No.
A child comes here perhaps from a very disturbed background for a very short time, and we can only offer what we have. If we're fairly balanced and we're very serious about it, and if there is a right relationship, he takes away and he goes into the world.
So you are saying, if you are serious, if we are balanced, are we?
Yes, I think that's one of the basic things we're questioning.
We're doing that. Am I and you, are we basically serious, balanced, serious enough to say, look, conveyed verbally and non-verbally?
So this is what I meant by beauty, the non-verbal conveyance.
What's that?
This is what I meant when I used the word beauty. It's a non-verbal conveyance, communication.
To have a non-verbal conveyance, one must be astonishingly oneself very, very clear, limpidly, clarity and real seriousness and all that you said just now. Am I, are you?
I mean, that is the sort of ultimate, when that is a remarkable thing to happen. I mean, aren't we learning and teaching and growing together, or not growing, aren't we learning, giving our attention to every detail that happens during the day? I had somebody come up to me today and I questioned the tone of voice. I had why said to me with why. And so I discussed it. And afterwards I thought, I took that up, and that's also part of the learning. So you take the instance that presents itself
Right.
all the time, with whomever it is, whenever it is, and because you feel so strongly about this, that there's a falseness there, and so you're dealing with every moment of the day. And it's not a correction, that is insight, if you like.
I understand
but it's
that.
also linked with knowledge.
I understand that. But I'm trying to find out, how am I to convey this thing? The three streams moving together. You understand the three streams?
Well, you deal with the fact, just thinking of this one fact. The person said, can I put the tent up? And I said, well, put it not, a simple thing. I said, don't put it near the road. Why?
why not? I'm a free person, in other words, and who are you to tell me? So I take it up, I tell her why, or I tell the person why. And so you're going into it so she understands the situation, which you must, which is facts, which is all the academic side, and the intonation of the voice comes into academics.
I know it.
So it's not separate things all the time.
Will this convey to the student?
It does sometimes, and it does to others. You have to work at it and go into it again.
So you're saying one has to be at it all the time.
All the time. Not with a sense of criticism, or you haven't done that. That's pigeonholing and petty and gives a wrong feeling. That's with no insight.
No.
It's as if you come into a room and you say, lights, half past, and flick the lights up. You don't do it that way.
I see that. I'm not questioning that's not right. I think it's all right. I mean, I'm not patronizingly saying that. That's all right.
The other side of it is if we only stay at that level, and that becomes the element that we are working and relating together. And if that's so, then again it comes back to ourselves and our relationship, a balanced relationship between balanced people, or if it is possible. And if not, is it always a corrective measure and never a penetrating gesture, a penetrating relationship?
Yes, sir.
Isn't there in that very action a penetrating deep level? I mean, what is that all about?
It depends on if it goes to that level, and I think you can feel it. I think perhaps I'm taking too much the specific example, because I know the situation, and I know that child, and I know my own relationship with that child being on that level, and perhaps questioning whether or not it ever has penetrated the surface, and I don't always feel that's true in relationship with a young child. And do we have the right to select and to say, well, it seems that there is a possibility of insight in one child, or that another child there isn't that possibility? And do we reject the child, or do we say, this is what this child needs, and relate?
Take each child separately. So, just all that you have said is right. Is there a different approach to this?
So what do you mean different approach to this?
What I mean is, sir, awfully difficult to put into words, I will. Can this seed take place without you doing anything about it? You follow what I mean? We are doing something about it. My relationship with child, how I behave, what I do, how I am, sentimental, not sentimental, balanced, and you follow, and learn about myself, and then help the child to learn all that. We know that's probably the only way. I'm asking if there is another way at all. in which this thing takes place takes place.
Surely it must, in any relationship, any real relationship.
You're bringing a relationship, you're bringing in... I admit...
In a person, is it possible for understanding, for deep understanding of the significance of his life to be possible?
The whole thing instantly.
Well, of course there must be.
What is it? How?
Surely a second person and a relationship is only, even in any situation, is only a secondary thing. The insight is by definition itself. So then if we're talking about education being basically, and if we believe that basically education is self-understanding, awareness, then a community, an environment, a relationship can indicate something, but the individual must see, the spring, it comes from from inside, not from outside. Is that not?
Not quite. I'm not trying to... I understand all that. I'm trying to find out something else. See, sir, a student comes here, conditioned, terribly, or family, broken up family, this and that. He comes here conditioned. And I, as a teacher, I come also conditioned. I'm learning about myself, I'm helping in our relationship. I'm quiet and all that. I'm unconditioning myself and him in our relationship, whether it's husband, wife, or student, all that. We know that we've discussed about it, we have seen it, we have walked around it inside. Now I'm asking myself, is there a way of doing something in which will bring about then the seed to be naturally born in the person, without going on? You follow? Because, yes, sir. No, sir, go ahead.
In other words, what you try to say is one way in what the person can't say for you, you show me the way. You try to say this?
Not quite, sir. Sir, can we produce a miracle? Huh? You understand, sir?
Do we want to produce a miracle? Or do we just...
No. I think that both are involved. A miracle is also necessary. Both. You follow? Miracle, you understand what I mean? Let's go to, what is that place? No, in the Pyrenees. Lord. I don't mean that. I think
Are you saying if the seed is there, just like a seed in the ground. If the conditions are right, then it'll flower.
I don't mean that way. We know the child comes here conditioned, the teacher is conditioned, and together they're learning to uncondition themselves. And really, this unconditioning means academic behavior in detail, as well as seeing the totality and all of that running together. That's what I'm trying to convey to the student, and in that I'm learning how to live that way. That takes too long. And I say to myself, there must be a miracle must happen to change this instantly. So it may be both together, the miracle as well as the other. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Can we produce both? That's what is necessary. I don't know if I'm conveying. Not just this, the other also. I think we can. And that's why, sir, when you said just now, balanced, serious, which means not sentimental, not verbal, not ideational, factual. If you are dealing with that in that way, the miracle comes.
That's half the miracle.
Yes, sir. I don't know if I'm... I think that's what is necessary. Now at last I'm getting at it. Right? I think that's what is necessary here. A miracle in that sense. See, I've been with a group of people as a boy who every evening meditated at a certain time for an hour. They were told what to do, how to live together, etc., etc. But it never happened. They never flowered, except in the potty little yard. And I've seen this happen all the time. And I feel here there's a tremendous thing. If the miracle and the other thing can take place. And that can only happen if we are really tremendously serious, not sentimental, not anything but factual. What's that? Can we convey to the student the factual? You follow, sir? Never the ideal, the ideational, what should be, the sentiment involved in what should be. And I think then the miracle comes along. You follow? If you tell me I'm a fool, and that's a fact, the miracle then takes place. I don't know if you... Now to convey to the student the fact and never the idea. I mean, as I see it, we're all brought up in what should be. You know, sir? What you must live so that you are like the Christ. Or the Buddhists, you say, if you behave this way, you will, etc. We're all brought up on the ideational, sentimental way of living. And these boys are also used to that. You follow, sir? They face facts only for a little while and turn it off into sentiment. I don't know if you... And to convey to them, never to enter into that field at all. I don't know.
But then it means that as a community, we must really put this aside altogether, because otherwise our relationship is one of constant interpretation of another's behavior rather than
actual
awareness and dealing with the reality.
Absolutely. Better stop, it's quarter to 1.